reformatting things a little bit around here. This is going to be a relationship advice show now, and I really just think, you know, instead I was
our first caller on the line with issues from a loveless marriage. Go.
We were going to talk a little bit about this the mass shooting and some of the Mueller investigation, but instead we're just going to talk about communication, which to me is the most important element of a relationship.
So I was talking to this dumb bitch the other day, and
okay, I appreciate that because it was an I statement about what you were doing. Now, what were you feeling when you were talking to this dumb bitch? That's what's really important.
It's a great question.
Your feelings. You know, a lot of times men run away from their feelings.
I wouldn't know about that. It's really not the way I like to live my life.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
Stone cold sober and emoting over here.
I'll tell you, I think that I do think there's something like a lot of people when they get married, particularly I think when they get married younger, they you know, guys,
holy
because
shit.
I think men do, I do think, like, you know, we believe here there are differences between men and women. Gender is a real fucking thing, and I'm sure there is some, like, you know, socialized aspect to it, but there's also a real biological aspect to marriage, and there's, I mean, excuse me, to gender, and you know, for people who always claim to be the party of science, they like to throw that science out the window pretty quickly. But, like, you know, men walk around with 10 to 12 times as much testosterone pumping through their veins, and this has an effect on you know, your personality, where there's different chemical levels in men and women, and of course there's, like, you know, men have a Y chromosome. There's lots of scientific differences between men and women, and I remember reading about this in a book by Nicholas Wade. I believe it's called Before the Dawn. Really interesting book. It's a book about evolution. And one of the things that he broke down was the evolution of the sexes. And he was talking about how women and men evolved to have different sexual preferences. And he's looking at this from a purely kind of Darwinian, you know, lens. Like, he's looking at it through about evolution. And the point he makes that he gets into a little bit in the book is, like, look, if you look at human beings, like modern humans, like whatever science considers like modern human beings, whenever we cross that genetic level, we've been modern human beings for something like 200,000, 250,000 years, something like that, and we've been in this game of civilization for like 6,000 years. So we're still way more wired for that kind of hunter-gatherer where we're still in like a survival of the fittest place. And he just kind of talks about how sex, genetically speaking, for women carried a lot more risk than it did for men. So